So there is principles of policy, a list of principles of policy. The principles of policy actually under which the constitution directs the government to do certain things, but they are not the active, the principles of policy is not the active part of the constitution. It is subject to the availability of time and resources. So amongst the directive principles of state policy included the to promote Islamic way of life. The state is supposed to take steps for the protection or promotion of Islamic way of life from time to time. Ensure social justice. The state is also required to ensure social justice. Remove illiteracy. Work for education and promotion of education as one of the principles of policy, and protection of minorities, which is of course very important in any democratic society, or in any civilized society, I would say rather, and strengthen local governments. This is another principles of policy. So these actually are the guiding principles for governance, though these are not enforceable in the court of law. Like you cannot go to any court of law against the violation of any of these principles of policy. As I told you, this is not the active part. They are provided direction for public policy. Like these are the future line of actions that the state is supposed to take actions on all these instructions or directions in the future, subject to the availability of time and resources, as I discussed. Another very important feature of the Constitution is the independence of judiciary, independent judiciary. We already had a discussion, discussed the concept or the philosophy of the independence judiciary, or independence of judiciary, or independent judiciary. That what does it mean and why do we need it? So in our judicial system, there is a Supreme Court, which is on the top of the judicial hierarchy, and there are high courts, which are the provincial high courts, and one is in Islamabad. So we have currently 5 high courts. The judicial independence actually means the separation of powers between judiciary and executive. The judiciary is not subject to the directives or commands of executive branch of the government. The main purpose or objective of the superior judiciary is the interpretation of the constitution. So we already had a discussion on this, so I will not go into much detail. You should go back to the previous lectures and you will find the discussion there. So the judiciary actually acts as the custodian of or the guardian of the constitution. However, in the judicial history of Pakistan, we already had a discussion on this, that how the constitution, the judiciary failed to protect the constitution or the parliament or democracy in Pakistan. There is we have a history, a very unfortunate history of frequent intervention by the military forces, by the undemocratic forces. They abrogated the constitution, they suspended the constitution from time to time, and unfortunately, the judiciary had always provided them protection and legal cover, starting right from Maulvi Tamizuddin case, which we had discussed in a separate lecture, so you can go back and watch there. And the introduction of this doctrine of the doctrine of state necessity, or the doctrine of necessity as nazariya zarurat, which is the translation in Urdu. So that was actually introduced by Justice Munir and Maulvi Tamizuddin case, and unfortunately that is haunting us till today. Each time the constitution, whenever there is a constitutional violation by some powerful force, so the judiciary always provide them protection and legal covers, which is not their function. They are supposed to protect the constitution at any cost. And the basic institutions of in the parliament, there are president, prime minister, parliament, judiciary, election commission, auditor general, council of common interest, NFC, So these are some of the constitutional bodies or basic constitutional positions जिसमें provinces के अंदर governors भी आते हैं. So these institutions are supposed to ensure democratic governance and accountability in the country.